everybody, it's your boy Quazilaon here, and I am so excited to finally launch my fragrance reviewing line. You know, it's been my dream to do this for a very long time, but I can't hold y'all. I honestly was procrastinating or didn't really feel worthy. I don't know what it was, but I was working through so many emotions and layers of don't get this shit done, so that much so now there's no stopping me. And today I bring to you my very first fragrance review. But before we get into my first fragrance, I want to tell y'all why I love fragrances so much. I just remember being young and watching my mom get ready. She was a beauty girl. I grew up in 2 generations of beauty salons. Both my mother and my grandmother were cosmetologists. And my mom also, like in her teen years, she worked at a fragrance counter, and she used to have this vanity full of all types of scents. And I remember when she would get dressed in the morning, she would put her makeup on, and the last thing she would do is she would spray on some type of fragrance, and I would just smell her in the house throughout the whole day. And I believe she is the very first person that introduced me to my love of scents and wanting to smell good, right? I remember being a little boy and wanting Cool Water or Yoke, which I used to pronounce Jupome, which is a very good seductive scent that came out in 1989 that went crazy because it was something so different than what had been being produced at the time. But that is why I love fragrances. And my hope and my dream is to eventually one day be able to have my own fragrance house. And I'm working on that. That is the goal of by the end of 25 that I've launched. I've had enough capital investors to be able to, get the seed money that I need with which to start my business and my YouTube channel. It's to be able to connect with people who love scents just as much as I do. It's to be able to connect with scent houses. And this is also to just educate people about scents, to educate myself about, to tell stories, how, our sense of smell is connected to being as a person. And I think that is something that really is going to drive the why behind this channel. And I'm so happy that you all are here. So before I continue on with my first fragrance review of the day, please comment, like, or subscribe, or do all of them, or share this page with somebody who you think may enjoy it. Today I have a mixture of 4 fragrances on. I have on Father Figure by Fleur, layered with Checkmate by Mind Games, also with a little dab of Juliet by Juliet Has a Gun, and the one that I put on top of that was Glossier You. And right now, it is blending very well together. It has a little bit of a sweet aroma to it. Also, that floral from the Juliet, which is going to give you a little bit of that rose, but the Father Figure has that fig, so I kind of smell a little creamy as well. And, the Checkmate has that deep rose in it by Mind Games. If you know, Mind Games makes an amazing fragrance. So that's what I'm wearing today. And I smell pretty good. I can't lie. When I was walking out of the house today, my mother said, what you smell? I said, what are you talking about? Like, what? Because I knew what she was talking about, but when you smell good, you just want somebody to put a name to it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Without further ado, here is one of my favorite houses. I don't know if you've probably seen the box kind of peeking in a little bit, down here a little bit, but this is Memo Paris, Irish Leather. This fragrance is so opulent. This fragrance will take you from being a broke hoe to being a rich bitch, okay? When you put this fragrance on, and this is a unisex fragrance, I think because of the leather accord, if you prefer more of a leathery scent, something that's going to be more rich and masculine in tone, this is your fragrance. But this fragrance is not all masculine, okay? But before we get into what this fragrance brings us, this box is everything. And I think the thing about Memo is that each fragrance takes you on a journey. And as you open the box, it says the journey is a destination. So right there, the journey is a destination. And what that means for me is like what it takes to get to that place. It all encompasses. What does it smell like? What did it feel like? What did it look like? It invokes all of those scents when you smell Memo's Irish Leather. So once you open the box, you have what looks to be like an old school map. I absolutely love it. They have things written everywhere. This box was environmentally friendly packaged, and it's composed of 80% worth of recycled materials. And if you look at the actual fragrance itself, oh my God, this fragrance is everything. It says, from Paris, seeing fragrance as a journey, Memo Paris recharts the map of sense of the sensory world, steeped in emotion, in which magical destinations mingle with potent natural ingredients. Oh my gosh. The price point of this is up there. It's in the $300 range. I'm pretty sure if you have some type of subscription to like a Fragrance Net or a Joma shop, you could potentially find this fragrance for a little bit, less, but you're gonna spend roughly, anywhere between, depending on what discount site you can get it from, anywhere between like $138 up to $300 plus for this bottle. Okay, and if you look at the bottle, it's very sleek. I love the color of it. If you look at the label, it has some horses there with some florals. And so really and truly, there is a whole verbiage about this fragrance, but I'm gonna just tell you, this fragrance has clary sage and juniper berry in it, which gives it its unique scent. Like when you spray it, oh my God. This is if you want a compliment, wear this. You can wear this by itself, or you could layer it with something more gourmand. It has the leather in it, the Irish leather notes in here that is gonna give it that crisp, fresh, like think about getting into a luxury vehicle. And when you first take that first sniff, you take that first sniff of that Mercedes or that Range Rover and you smell that Waukesha leather, like what JT said, it has a smell. So think of that. But then when you come in with that clary sage, you get that almost medicinal. It's not medicinal in the sense of like absinthe, but that sage gives you that clean medicinal, like I know that something was just cleaned in here. It's a crisp, clean smell. But then the juniper berry, which is something that I use when I cook a lot, especially when I'm making my brine, the juniper berry gives it a twang. I'm from the South, okay? And what I love most about celery seeds, juniper berries, is that it gives it a twang. And this fragrance has that twang. So if you want something that you can wear both night and day, something that you can wear to work that's not going to be too heavy for you, I think the sillage on this fragrance is that it's about maybe 1 to 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, and it's not an overbearing scent. So it's one of those scents that I would recommend if you want to make a statement and want to have people kind of, wanting to know more about what you're wearing. I would wear this. If you want to round this and give it a little bit more sweetness, which it does have a bit of the sweetness from the juniper berry here, but if you wanted to give it a little bit more sweetness, what I would do is layer it with something that's gourmand and has that sweet like base to it. Like vanilla and leather go very well together, as well as clary sage, but you can have fun with it and play around with it. So this is Irish leather. This is one of my favorite scents, okay? I rate this fragrance 10 out of 10. I'm never gonna say I don't like a scent. I will always say if it's not for me, this is for me and this is for a lot of people. I highly recommend this fragrance house, Memo Leather. I have a few other ones. I don't have any full bottles of any other fragrances, so I'm looking forward to potentially being able to do something to where I can start getting more bottles. It's very expensive and I'm self-paid for this right now, but my hope and prayer is that somehow I can start reviewing fragrances for people. And it's not always about the money. I obviously want to monetize in some shape, form, or the fashion, but I really want to just get started reviewing fragrances. And so thank you so much. This has been a wonderful time sharing with you guys my why I'm doing this and what I want to do it for, what fragrances are my favorite. Again, this is Irish Leather by Memo Paris, and you have an amazing, exquisite luxe fragrance that is not to be slept on. Wear this, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get compliments on it. If you don't, then let's come back and talk about it. I'm just saying. But this is Quazilaon Shamir, and this is my fragrance channel, and I'm super excited to be here, and thank you so much for joining me today.